Hey, what's up? Scott Balgam here with Imagination Creation Films, and it's Friday, August 30th, and do we want to live stream? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Welcome to the live stream you've been waiting for all your life. The live stream that says, hey, I'm part of something. I like this. This is cool. You should live stream. That's the live stream we're talking about, and you are on it. So we've got a lot to talk about today. It's whatever you want to talk about because this live stream is actually for you. I don't come here predetermined with something that I need to talk about. I don't come here with some sadder agenda. Today we're going to break down the G7 lens hood. We're not doing that. We do what you want to do. I do this live stream for you. I do 2 videos a week, Monday and Wednesday, for me, ultimately for you. And then Friday, it's all about you. As the new channel intro, which is kind of lame, but says, this channel is about you. All right, here we go. Oh, hey, Bill, how are you? You got a migraine? Sorry, man. I don't like the migraines. Do you get the ocular migraines? What kind do you get? I get the one with the little floating unicorn rainbow thing. And anytime I start seeing that, usually it starts blocking out my vision. I take like 3 Aleve and then I go to bed. That way I get through it. About 4 hours later, it's fine. Wesley says, thanks for making that red video. I found it informative. You're absolutely welcome, Wesley. I have part 2. Give me a couple weeks on it. I don't like to slam the same stuff over and over again. I like to vary it out, just like the cinematography series. We still got more cinematography to go through. Just trying to vary up the channel, get everybody kind of all excited. Kevin Kelly says, hello, Kevin. Gerald says, what's up, folks? What's up, Gerald? Wesley says, I get the Vision 1, big glass of water and a couple of Advil is how I deal. Big glass of water, interesting. Is it a hydration thing? I've always heard them as ocular headaches, and they're one of the types of migraines, one of the more common ones apparently. And it always takes me like 20 minutes to figure out because mine always start out as a little point and they're not rainbow colored yet. And that little point always is right in my vision. And so I'm like trying to read and I can't find the word. I'm like, where's the word? And then they slowly start to expand. Yeah. I used to do Advil, but I found the Aleve really, really helped. Plus it's 12 hours, so it made it nice. Bill says, I got home from the game around 3 a.m. I think the pressure drop spawned it. Yeah, I get it. Those are some pretty good photos, dude. Do you get to do anything you want with those photos, or are those handed over to somebody else? Because a lot of those, those are easily photos that you would find in Sports Illustrated. Easily. Wesley says, the first time I got one, someone told me they were often due to dehydration and a glass of water seemed to help. Interesting. I usually feel a lot different under dehydration. Having gone to the emergency room once for dehydration, I'm definitely aware of that one because I don't want to cost myself any more money. And I try to stay hydrated. I feel like that's such an easy thing to do, which is why I drink this. I cannot stand the taste of water, and yes, water has flavor. So I always mix a little bit of something in it, and I drink a lot of that during the day. And there's an old saying for singers: "Pee white, sing right." And it works with speech and speakers and anybody who talks a lot. I don't know if you know this or not, but I talk a lot. And so if you are peeing where it's not like a dark color, it's a very clear color, that means you're hydrated. And I always use that as a test. I'll be like, am I hydrated? Let me go over to the bathroom and find out. I come back and I'm like, yes, I am. Yeah, so that was always a trick that I had learned. Wesley says, thought I was going blind. No, I know the feeling. Oh, it takes me a minute, and I'm like, what is going on? And then I'm like, oh, no. I only get one, like, maybe every 3 years now. It's really nice. I I will say this. Since I quit my full-time IT job, I think I've had one headache since then. I mean, seriously. It is so few. I mean, not counting I just drank some and I probably shouldn't have kind, but I'm talking about like you're going through your day and you get a headache. I've had like one. It's kind of amazing. Jeff says that's an expensive desk piece. Yes, you must be talking about this, I'm sure, right? It is the only desk piece that I have that is expensive. And yeah, it cost a pretty penny, and it's really hard to balance on this post. And the only reason he's here is because I haven't cut this post down yet, and it keeps showing up in the frame. Yeah. Bill says, sent to the agency. I did get the inside opening spread in the Sports Illustrated Fantasy Football edition this year. Well, that's cool. Nice, dude. Gerald says, I come to this channel for camera talk and pee discussion. Yes, this is Pee-wee camera talk. That's what we do. You know, variety, like I say, this channel is for you. So if you, actually I wanted to talk about pee apparently, but you know, if anybody wants to talk about headaches, we'll talk about headaches. I like to talk about camera stuff. Star Crush Media. Hello, Star Crush Media. What's up, Scott? Is that the 1,000 True Fans Kevin Kelly here? Yeah. Yeah, that's Kevin Kelly. Ouch. Well, I don't know if that's the same one, but it's Kevin Kelly. I mean, it's very Kevin Kelly. Gerald says, well done, Bill. I'll have to pick that edition up. Actually, I just got a subscription to Sports Illustrated, so I'm interested in seeing. Maybe that'll show up. Maybe it's already too late. We'll see. Well, Bill, you're going to have to double down and get in the next edition so I can see that one. So what is everybody up to? I've been in a funky mood lately. I've been in a not want to do want to do kind of thing. And it's, I mean, I guess it's good. You got the ebbs and flows of everything. I've been actually more than anything thinking a lot about some story ideas and some scripts to write, which is, if anybody knows me from any length of time, that's rare. I write down ideas and I just kind of pass them along, and then I write. I mean, but I don't write a script, but every once in a while. But I've had several ideas kind of going through my head, which I really like. I like that. I also been doing a lot of motion control. My upcoming Aperture 300D Mark II, the real review video, the real what can it do video is coming a couple weeks. Yeah, that one's got a lot of motion control in it. We're talking XY, pan and tilt as well. It's pretty cool. I've really enjoyed it. That was the photo I shared the other day. Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. Oh, we got lots of people on here. Say hello. Introduce yourself. Tell us who you are, what you do. Always like to say hello. Bill says, Gerald, it is the McCaffrey run through the Bengals defense. Nice. Kevin Kelly says, nah, too many Kevin Kellys running around. No, but this is the Kevin Kelly. This is the Kevin Kelly that you want to know, because this is the Kevin Kelly that we know. This is our Kevin Kelly. Gerald says, that's fantastic. Bill, sports is one of the particular area in photography I've never done much of. I think it's too much of a slow, methodical shooter to get it together. That's true. I'm sure a lot of practice helps. I've done it a couple of times myself, mostly shooting rodeo, and I found that I wasn't that good at it. And I mean, Bill, you can certainly chime in because you are that good at it. Were you always that good at it, or did it just slowly evolve? You started figuring out what works and what doesn't. All I know, super fast lens, super clean ISO, high megapixels, fast shutter clicks. That's everything you need right there, right? And an eye. Bill says, tomorrow I get to work with cinematographic video for football. Cinematographic video? What is that? Star Crush Media, right on. Nice to meet you, Kevin. I'm shooting rodeo tomorrow. There you go. See, the world just circulates, and we come back around, and now we're talking rodeo, we're talking sports, we're talking photographies, and P. Let's see. We got more other people out there. Say hello. I know last week was a poppin' live stream. I mean, we had like 20 people in there. That was all. I mean, if one person shows up, I'll talk as long as that person wants to talk. I got no aspirations on Friday afternoons, which is weird. Maybe I should, but nah. I like the friendship. I like that. Either moment. Good morning, Scott. I'm in Australia developing and writing script idea. One-man crew. Nice. I dig it. It's tough. It's tough to get into that zone. That no distraction zone where stuff is flowing. And then when something starts flowing, my God, you don't want anything to happen. If the air temperature changes 1 degree, you're like, ah! Or at least maybe that's just me. That's probably how I write. Bill says, I don't know. I have a headache. Slow-mo action vid focused on emotion and intensity. Okay, Bill, we'll let you slide this time. But next time, we're not letting you slide. So yeah, that's cool. Let's see. Coming up, I think I've been working on a series of commercials for a client, and I think the very last one is acceptable now. Not acceptable, but I mean approved. Waiting for the actual thumbs up. But I mean, we've had a lot of videos, or a lot of spots on that one. There's 8 spots, and the 8th one was just delivered this morning, and I'm waiting for that text to come through that says, bing, and then we can move along to the next video. Just keep that world going. I love doing that stuff. What else do I have some potential away jobs coming up. Don't have dates yet. I just know it's a drive away. It's 1,000 miles away. Should be fun. I'll be not shooting. I'll be DITing and possibly editing. We don't know. We'll have to see. I always like that kind of stuff. It's always fun. I like any chance to be on set. That's my favy right there. Oh, we got lots more people out there. Say hello. Star Crush, where are you? Where are you from? What's your first name? So we can have a first name here, because we're all on first name basis around here. My name is Scott. Star Crush Media. Scott, I'm moving into more above the line stuff now. Full-time line producer and a few projects that I'm executive producer on and first AD. Super excited. Well, that is cool. First AD, man, you're the yeller. Oh, Ryan and Amarillo. Nice. Hello, sir. I know you, don't I? Yes, you're that Ryan. Yes. Magic when... See, now the channel is getting like so big that names and... Well, if it were names, I would remember every single one, but everybody has their handles on YouTube, and everything is merging, just like Frosty Flakes. I swear I know who Frosty Flakes is, but I don't remember who Frosty Flakes is. Does anybody remember who? Are you out there, Frosty Flakes, right now? Are you on the live stream? Because I swear we've had this conversation and I've already forgotten, which is pathetic on my part. I'll give you that. Today is Support Grip Tips Day. Mostly, well, he's a good friend, and his shirts are really comfortable. I encourage you to go buy one of his shirts. They're actually really, these are absolutely the shirts that that I'm going to get when I ever get a t-shirt design nailed down. I keep procrastinating. So my problem is a fork in the road. And that is, I don't want it. I think I've talked about this. I don't want it to be my brand. I don't think most of you want to walk around with my brand. I mean, most of you have your own brand. So I'd rather it be something creative, something funny, or I don't know, something that inspires and reminds you to be inspired that we can associate with my brand. But it doesn't have to be. You can just wear it because you are inspired by it. That's my feel. And I don't know what to do with that. I don't know. I feel like everybody takes the camera and puts it in the hand and goes, ooh, or puts it in the hand of a gorilla or something. I mean, I don't want to be that one. I want to be a little different. Plus a little phrase to go with it. Andrew says, hey there, thoughts on the rumored C500 Mark II? Seems Canon is still going for the conservative specs. I do have some thoughts on that. That one, that one is interesting. At least it's the right size. The C700, I mean, it's a freaking giant loaf of Texas toast bread. The C500 Mark II, I don't know. To me, the specs, I feel like it shouldn't be a C500, that it should actually be like a C300 Mark II or a C400. I don't know what they're doing because they've got the C200. They don't really have a C100 anymore. They have it, but I mean, it's not. They have a C200, which is oddly better than the C300 Mark II in some ways and less than the C300. They've got the C700, which is oddly slightly better than the C300 Mark II, but not necessarily as good as the C200. I mean, it's weird. And then you get the C500 Mark II coming out there. It's an oddly placed camera. I still, because of the way Canon images look, I still hold out hope. I'm still rooting for them to come out with something amazing and recapture some market. I really am, because I like the way their color space looks. But Canon, with the new 90 and the M6, come on, Canon, 24p. It's not hard. It's really not hard. I don't know. Let's see here. Starcrush, do you have an affiliate link for Grip Tips? No, I don't. Just go to Grip Tips, and he's got shirts on there. If you go to his YouTube page, he's got links to his shirts there, and tell him Scott says hi. That's all you gotta say. I don't get a thing for it. Don't worry. We're just friends, and he's a hell of a nice guy. He comes on the live stream, and I love supporting everybody around me, and I hope everybody around me supports me. I mean, that's what I say as a community, and that's, as the channel intro says, this channel's about you. But I love Dave. He's hilarious. And did you see? I've already forgotten the name of the movie. All right. Oh, we're back. We are back, right? Okay. Ooh, sorry about that. If we get disconnected, if it's 6 o'clock and we get disconnected, then I'll try to reconnect and close it back out. But if it's between 4 and 6, right now it's 4 o'clock. So for the next 2 hours, if it drops, hang in there. I'll come right back as soon as my connection comes back. Looks like it's back and stabilized there. Okay. So as all of you newcomers learn, my internet sucks out here. Let's see here. Canon Cripple Hammer. Yeah, that's I like that. Is one of the reasons I left the system, among other reasons. Star Crush says you got to have your van on your shirt too. I don't think so. I don't want to be known. I mean, I love my van, but I don't want to be known as the van guy. I want to be known as Scott Balcom with Imagination Creation Films. That's what I want to be known for. Well, actually, I want to be known for Scott Balcom, Imagination Creation Films. Yeah, let's see here. Bill says, an image of you immediately following our little skit last week on the front of the, just me on the toilet. That's the image right there. Me with a red on the toilet. And that's printed in black and white, just a white outline on a black shirt. Everybody does black shirts for some reason. I don't know why. Yeah, we'll do that. And I'm just sitting on the toilet, and the caption will be filmmakers always number 2. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see here. Andrew says, I feel like the Canon keeps pricing their cameras. They do. And I don't mind the high prices. But, and let me clarify, I don't mind high prices because it costs money to develop. And that's, a lot of people don't want that. They don't like that. They don't get that. But it costs millions of dollars, millions to develop a camera. And so you have to make that money back. The camera has to be priced high. My problem with Canon is their high prices are a year or two too late. If they'd come out with that camera 2 years ago, then at that price, it would have sold at that price like crazy. Now it's too high. Gerald says, for sure, Sony and Panasonic are beating them with a stick. Hold on, I want to make sure that I am playing here. Yep, I'm playing. Okay, just making sure. Last week, my my connection counter kept at 20, even though it was actually not 20 people connected all the time. It was at 20 at times, and then it would drop down. I just want to make sure that stayed with the drop that we had. Gerald says, for sure, Sony and Panasonic are beating them with a stick in regards to what you get for the price. For sure. And honestly, Blackmagic, same thing. They're beating them with a stick for what you get for the price. Gerald says, all good now. Thank you very much. I'm assuming that's the disconnect. Star Crush says, have you talked to Red about the better look on 240 frames? I noticed it looking grainy on 240. Any suggestions? Absolutely. Here's the thing you have to understand. And this is the thing that differentiates Red from really every other camera manufacturer out there. There is no post-processing done in this camera. So, what you're seeing in the grain is actually noise. When you are shooting this camera at 5K, the noise is a pixel that is on or off or capturing wrong or is unable to capture properly because there's not enough light, which is typically where our noise comes in. At 5K, you have 5,000 of those pixels on your finished product in width. If you bring it down to 4K, you've taken 5,000 pixels and scaled it down to 4K. If you scale it down to 2K, you've taken 5,000 pixels down to 2K. When you go up into the higher frame rates, which are beyond the capability of the 5K, which is the vertical readout, basically, of the sensor, you crop into 4K, it crops. So when it crops the sensor, what's happening is the pixels are the same size. Now you have one pixel that, you have 4,000 pixels making up a 4K. If you crop to 2K, so you can get that 240 frames per second on a Red, you now only have 2K worth of pixels. So when you blow that up to 4K, you're seeing the actual pixel size enlarged. If it is a 2K timeline, you're seeing the pixel size in real time, in real size. So the graininess is the lack of post-processing that occurs in camera. Red doesn't do it. Red does not want to alter They want you to have 100% control over it. So, to answer your question further, suggestions on how to do it. Throw a metric ton of light at the subject you're shooting. Already shooting at 240 frames a second, you need a ton of light. Throw more. The more light you can get into this camera, the better. I mean, they're light-hungry cameras. So the more the better, the less noise you will appear. As you get down there to your left goalpost, if it shows it all, you've got noise. On top of that showing it all exaggerates because you're stretching out in your finished product, or even at 1080, you're seeing the exact pixels. So that is step one, feed it more light. Step two, you can use a denoiser. Blackmagic Resolve has a really good denoiser. I'm not sure if all of them come with the light version. You may have to buy the professional version. I think the ability to move with it is something that comes with that $290 or $250 key. But it is really good. Also, Neat Video has a great denoiser. I think it's like $179. It's slower, but it works really, really well. Run that on there, throw a bunch of light at it, run that on there. That will clean up the effective pixels that you're seeing. It's not grain, it's noise. The cool thing about that is that when you're running this at 5K or 8K or whatever you're running, that noise actually looks like grain. It gives it a very organic look, which some don't like, some do like. And you can fix that in post yourself. Hopefully that answers it. If not, throw another question down there. We'll dig in deeper. At the moment, t-shirts. What about something using your motto, build your life around your passion, could be inspired? Yes, I've thrown that around a lot. I feel like my entire phrase is too long. And I wanted to do like, oh, did I just lock up? Really? No. Oh. I'm right here. Really? It locked? Okay, hold on. Let me fix this. It's just the HDMI. I was afraid of that. It should be back, hopefully. If not, it's going to stink. It's not back. Let me see here. GH5, go away, come back. Let's change this to Brio. Say okay. And then change this back. Still here. Still here. This is not what I wanted. There we go. Okay. All right, we're back. Sorry about that. When I have 3 devices plugged into the PC, it locks up one of them every once in a while. It's so weird. Okay, so at the moment, yeah, on the t-shirt, I was thinking of something like passion, or passion in the middle of life, and then just say, or like put life in the center and then passion centered. So, or passion in the middle and life centered. So that's more accurate. But that was what I was thinking. I don't know. Does that seem corny? Y'all tell me. Bill says, and you can do one in red and green for Christmas. Do one what? Oh, t-shirts? I could. You're right. Ooh, wouldn't that be cool? Oh, that is $1 million idea. If you could figure out how to digitally make a sweater, so like it stitches a sweater to custom ugly sweaters. That's got to be a thing. That's got to be a thing. Somebody figure that out. Give me like 2% of the company. Let's see here. Andrew says, and with the red Komodo coming out at possibility of similar price, just seems hard to go with a C500 or even a C300. You are absolutely correct. Now, keep in mind the Komodo is not a full-on cinema camera, and it's not a prosumer camera. It's kind of in between. It's going to do almost everything that everyone here would like. There's just a few things that this is going to do better. That's all I got to say about that. Soon, very soon. And that dimming, that's when the air conditioner in the house kicks on. I don't know. I always see that in my videos when I'm editing. I'm like, just like this light bulb right here. There's a box fan right here because I'm in a corner and nobody puts baby in a corner. But the heat from the computer and the air conditioner is undersized over there, so I've got fans blowing everywhere. This one blows in the corner and causes my light bulbs to move. So if it bothers you, sorry. I just don't want to sweat. See here. Wesley says, I'm thinking full cinema rig with the camera brain replaced with a real brain and imagination creation text below for the shirt. Let's see. Full cinema rig. And see, that's the motto of my company, Imagination Creation Films. Films created with your imagination. It's the power of your imagination. That's where it goes. But again, that's a brand. I mean, I guess I could offer those. Maybe there's some people that would want to wear those. But I figure most of the people that I'm talking to have their own brands. And they don't want to, hi, I'm Joe, the DP, and I'm wearing a shirt for Scott, the DP. It seems a little, I'm trying to be respectful of that, basically. I probably should just shut up and just make the T-shirts and let the consumers decide. Probably more appropriate, but I think a lot. I think a lot about people. I think too much. Gerald says, video freeze for anyone else? Yeah, sorry about that. Frozen for me. Yeah, audio still fine though. Webcam froze. Yep. Iman Waz. Hello, Iman Waz. How are you? I don't think we met. Say hello. Tell me what you do. At the moment, is that the snapshot for the T-shirt? Yeah, it's just me. Video frozen, Scott. Still have audio though. Awesome advice. Thank you. There you are. Here I am. Here I am again on my own. Yeah. I've been down the only road. Did you know I was a singer? Me neither. All right, let's fire off some questions. Let's get that conversation going. Aman says, hello, been watching your videos for a couple weeks. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Where are you from? What do? You in the film business, photography? You just a avid lover of all things creative? Tell us what you do. We all have conversations with each other. It's a community of fun. Gerald says, dude, on Scott's shirt. Dude on Scott's shirt kind of looks like, Peter, yeah, but Dave has a clean face now. Dave really didn't plan his T-shirts out very well. Dave, are you in the chat? Dave, you're in the chat, right? Come on, Dave. Say hello. Yeah, Dave shaved off his goatee, so yeah, he kind of looks like Peter What's-his-face. I thought you were talking about the dude on my shirt, which I thought copyright infringement. Wesley says, what sort of kit are you planning to bring with you on your traveling DIT gig next week? I don't know if it's next week or the week after or the week after. I know it's before the end of September. So it could be 4 weeks, but God, I hope it's not the last week. That I will be bringing, if I'm editing, I will be bringing my laptop and my monitor with an output so that I can have a clean reference monitor. I will be bringing my laptop for DITing as well. Don't know all the details yet of the shoot, and obviously there is a lot of NDA for it. I know the subject matter, it's kind of cool. I don't know what they're shooting it with, but I suspect it's red. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see here. And then if they want me to bring camera and do anything, I'll shoot. I got no beef with that. Iman says, New York's upstate specifically. Do you know Simon Eisenbach? I mean, New York is a tiny populous area, so I'm sure you know each other. But he was up there in Utica. He was, he's a friend of mine. He's been on the show a couple times. Show? That seems weird. Is this a show? Or is it just a live stream? I don't feel like it's a show. I feel like it's a live stream. I feel like it's a show when something goes wrong. You just need like the drums in the back. He's got 30 seconds to fix the problem. What is the problem? Quick. Troubleshoot, troubleshoot, troubleshoot. I had a moment. Mike Figgis wrote a book about digital filmmaking, and he talked about how the digital video looks great underexposed, and love the noisy look. It seems the trend has moved away from noise. Well, there is definitely nice noise and not so nice noise. You want something to give it that film organic look. No matter what we do, we could be shooting 8K gigantic, but it looks too clean, too clear. We don't like that. So we're always adding character. We're adding character in lenses. We're adding character in post. We're adding character with the grade, with filters. We're adding character, even on set, we're adding character. We're adding character with the lighting because the cameras are so good. And then we add grain sometimes in cameras. So there's some noise that is okay and acceptable, and there's some noise that's just outrageous. I've had some pretty ugly, noisy cameras. I will tell you that my Blackmagic Ursa Mini 4.6 at 1600 ISO was some of the grossest noise I've ever had. Because it's a FPN, a fixed pattern noise, which means you see the noise all kind of exactly the same, whereas normally it's all over the place, which is more organic. So that. Kevin says, it's an experience. It's not a show, it's an experience. I'll buy that. Iman says, I'm actually new to filmmaking. I'm actually looking for a camera. The red Komodo seems interesting to me. It's interesting to you and about 10,000 other people. It's a cool camera. And when it releases, there's going to be a lot of people just running up with their cash in hand. There's going to be some people holding back going, I don't know, I want to see. There's going to be some people scratching their heads. And then there's going to be the haters. Pick a topic, there's haters. And the haters are going to be like, really? Doesn't even have HDMI? I only use HDMI. No one uses HDMI on a pro set, on a big set. I mean, not unless they are forced to. I mean, so, yeah. Komodo's going to sell. It's going to sell a lot. But again, you have to think. Red is also a business. Red sells these cameras. And they sell these cameras at an expensive price. And you can't go in there and make a camera that does everything that this camera does for a third of the price. You can't do that. That's not good business. Well, you can if you're getting rid of this one. But I'm not sure they're getting rid of it. So, yeah. Entry price point on the Komodo. If you have a hydrogen phone, it's under $5,000. If you do not have a hydrogen phone, obviously you're going to need something that a hydrogen phone could do. So you'll either need a hydrogen phone or something else that replaces it, which will come at a cost. That cost is unknown, but it's not $10,000. My guess is between $6,000 and $6,500 if you don't have a hydrogen. Marketing-wise, I could see it where they say it's a $1,500 add-on, which think of it as a monitor-ish thing, maybe. $1,500 for that, so that the hydrogen is $1,000, so they could sell more hydrogens that way. I don't think they're going to do that because they've come out and basically said that the manufacturer of the hydrogen screwed them over and really destroyed quality control and the users have hated the longevity of the phone. And so they're moving to a new one. They're developing a Hydrogen 2. And yeah, I don't know. That's my opinion. So 5-ish thousand is your price point. Star Crush, any updates on the Content Creators Conference in Austin this fall? I don't have an update on that. I don't have any info on that at all. Content Creators Conference. I have to look that one up. I'd not heard of that one. I will look up that one, though. Kevin says, the film, Carol, had too much character, filmed on 16mm. Yeah, so, yeah, Carol I have. And people forget how big cinema screens are. And when you blow that up, when you take something 16 millimeter, and 16 millimeter looks pretty good at 1080 for 16 millimeter. It doesn't look outstanding. What you're trying to match is the film grain and the resolution of the capture to be the same. But the same thing kind of happens with the red, that if you take 16 millimeter and you project it on 4K, now that pixel that it captured got larger, and it's going to look really bad. Iman says, since it's using the Canon RF mount, it makes me wonder if it's going to be full frame or Super 35. No comment. I actually don't know. That felt pretty cool for a moment, and I thought, that's kind of mean. I don't know. To me, my opinion, my statistical analysis would be that I doubt that it's going to be just a Super 35. I don't know that it's going to be VistaVision or full frame, but I think it'll be somewhere larger than Super 35. Again, that's my opinion. That and, what is it now, $3 at a hotel? That and $3 will get you a Coke. Yeah, a cup of coffee is now, what, $4.95 at Starbucks? So my opinion, and $5 will get you a cup of coffee. You know, the RF mount, I've been kind of a holdout on the RF. I didn't like the RF at first because I own a lot of EF lenses. That being said, putting an adapter on an RF to EF with ND on it is really appealing. I mean, really appealing. So I'd be fine with that. I wish that the DSMC2 could do an RF, but it cannot. It is not physically possible, because if you look, you see it right there. So here's the front of the mount right here. There's the sensor. So you've got this amount right here of depth for the distance between the flange and the sensor itself, and the body. It's way recessed into the body, so it would require completely re-engineering this to do so. Do I believe that they're working on that for the next generation of this? I'd say probably. Pretty probably. I don't know, but probably. Probably. Maybe Jared's lurking in the live chat and would drop us a hint. I got my hint out there. I'm not going to ask for another hint to drop. I played my part. It was fun. All right, who's got questions? Let's fire them out there. It's only 4:44. Wow, this has only been 45 minutes? I feel like we've been talking for an hour and a half. It's been great conversation. Lots of convos. I like that. I like that a lot. Let's fire them off. Come on, rapid fire. Let's see if we can overwhelm Scott. Let's everybody just start firing out your questions. Let's lightning round this bad boy. How do we do lightning around here? We can do lightning round. Whoa, there we go. The Moment says, has anyone mentioned the S1H? Do you think that many of the GH5 users will add the S1H to their kit? That's a good question. So we did not talk about the S1H yet, and I have very mixed opinions on the S1H. I kind of feel like it's, even though it's not the same class, I kind of feel it's similar to like the A7R3 versus the A7R4. If you have a GH5, is it worth it to go to the S1H? I don't know. You get dual native ISO, that helps. That's nice. You get IBIS, so it's now better than, say, a GH5S. The GH5S and the GH5 both could shoot 24 frames a second, 5K. And it looked pretty good. The S1H can shoot 6K. Now with the 6K, technically the 6K is at 420 color space. And if you downsample it to 4K, you would get 422. I don't know. I think we're going to find out. To me, I think their biggest problem is their price. Their price is $4,000 for that camera. And you could buy a GH5S and a Metabones and get 90% of what it offers for less. I don't know. Amon says, how long you been in the film industry? So in the film industry, off and on, both full-time and not full-time, part-time. So I've been full-time in the industry for a while, and then full-time in IT with part-time in the industry. It kind of goes all the way back to 97 is when I first started in the industry. In 2000, I worked in television, and then I went back out to IT and did it on the side. And I've been back now. I'm now 100% dedicated to full time as of a little over a year ago. That is that I will no longer ever go back to IT. That is my my promise that I made to myself. Good or bad, I'm not going back. And so I did that on purpose. And so, I mean, I've been really heavy in the last 4 years, but I've been full-time for the last year. But I go back to 97. Yeah. Let's see here. Chad Watkins, sup? Beam me up, Scotty. What's the best codec on my Scarlett W I can shoot to get the absolute best image after grade? Quite simple. 5K, the lowest compression you can get. Boom. Red raw. Always red raw. ProRes is cute. ProRes is fast for people who don't know how to use red raw. Do you know how much that learning curve is to go from ProRes to red raw? It's like that much. But the ability you gain, right here. The way I tell is always shoot the lowest compression that you can within reason. On the Scarlett W, there's no within reason necessary. Shoot the lowest you can. Shoot it full 5K. You can do it in the HD format, but I would give them the full sensor. Because that is still smaller in size than ProRes in the file size, but you're giving them 5K. Now they can reframe. It's going to look better because noise is not baked in. the look is not baked in. It's a completely adjustable image. Red RAW, 5K. I mean, I like to shoot. If it's something important, I go 4 or 5 to 1. I typically shoot like the stuff here. I shoot to 8 to 1 in 5K. Fire some more questions at me, Chad. What do you think? What do you shoot at? What do you like? Star Crush says S1H has the VariCam sensor, I think. It may. I would bet it doesn't. I bet it has a new sensor. I think it has the EVA1. And I think that's what they're trying to save is the EVA1, unless they're coming out with an EVA2. Oh, I got you. So like Dragon Color 3 or Dragon Color 2, I got you. Red Gamma 4, Dragon Color 2 is what I like to shoot. This is a DSMC2, so it has IPP2 built into it. So I shoot medium here. My preference, since IPP2 has come out, is everything that I shot with my Epic. Before I had IPP2, I would convert to IPP2 in post. So I would deliver IPP2 with the contrast settings and the highlight roll-off that match the needs. But before IPP2 existed, it was Red Gamma 4, Dragon Color 2. Is that right? Red Gamma 4, Dragon. I'm pretty sure that's right. Thanks a ton. I shoot a lot in 5 to 1 and 8 to 1 in 5K widescreen. Yep. I like to give people the most that they can. It was kind of funny. When I was on a shoot, Ryan from Amarillo, you were there. We were shooting 8K and 6K. We had a 6K Dragon shooting raw. The 8K, they were putting out 4K ProRes. And I told them, I said, why? Do 8K. And they're like, well, we want it to conserve file size. I'm like, it's not going to conserve file sizes. And sure enough, it chewed, because it was spitting out 4K ProRes, it was chewing up more card space than the Red RAW was, or would have. It would have been far better for them to shoot it in RAW. It's the way it is. Kevin Kelly says, as a GH5 user, the S1H is a mess. See, that's kind of what I felt. That's exactly that. I felt like I don't want to jump for that price. There's nothing there. The S1H is a fabulous camera. I agree. If I didn't have a camera, I would look at it. Sure. Spending $4,000, I don't know that I would do that. I don't know if it's worth it over even like the Black Magic. I mean, really. I would ante up and get the EVA1 with the PL mount. I would too. I like the EVA1. It's a very nice camera. EVA1 is a unique sensor. It's a 17 by 9. Well, so is the so is the Black Magic Pocket Cinema Camera 6K. It also shoots at a 17.9. They're all doing that because the math works out on the sensor size. Some of the camera manufacturers never give you the 17. They crop it and they just don't tell you. They tell you it's a 16 by 9 sensor, but the sensor actually could read more. They don't do it. Plus, like some cameras, there's that pixel shift where they take the sensor and inside they bump it over like 3 or 4 pixels. That helps with electronic image stabilization. It also helps with getting a sharper image if you're taking photos. Like the Sony does pixel shift on theirs, where you could take four pictures in a rapid row, and it moves the pixels around, and then it can add them together and get all the detail. It's kind of interpolation, but it's got some detail to it. Item moment says Super 35 millimeter. Yep. Chad Watkins says, I downloaded the IPP2, so I'm going to try using it. Yeah, if you, the fastest way to play with it, number one, do you have a Mac or a PC? If you have a PC, download the latest version of Red City X and put the GPU mode on, because I can scrub 8K Monstro footage real time in full res on Red City X now because of the way that they move the deburring off to the NVIDIA cards. So if you have that, even if you don't, actually, it's still better. But you can go into Red City X, change the color space to IPP2, or not color space. Is it color space that they call it? Workspace, I think is what they call it. Change it to IPP2, and then change your contrast and your roll off. And then if you save it, it's now locked in. So when you open it up in Premiere or anything else, those IPP2s are going to come in. IPP2 is amazing. It really is. Don't play with IPP2 in Premiere. Play with it in Red City X because A, it's far faster to get the looks and such. And then if you just set them all in Red City X and then go to Premiere, they'll be there. Yeah, the IPP2, I've taken stuff that I've shot that I could not make usable with my Dragon 6K Epic. And then when IPP2 came out, I was able to make those shots usable because of the roll-offs that I could do. The IPP2 color space looks better. It is a very mature looking camera. It's some people would say it's similar to Arri. I think it's not that it's similar to Arri, it's very similar to a film stock that is they're all trying to emulate, and they do a very good job. Star Crush says, yeah, that was a good shoot. It was a fun shoot. I enjoyed it. But yeah, I was there till, because you weren't there, that I left that shoot at like 12:30 at night. We were at the hotel bar drinking a few beers while I was still copying ProRes footage. Let's see, where are we at here? Chad says, I'm not sure if it's just me, but I can't seem to figure out the autofocus. It's constantly all over the face of the place. I have a PC, it's Red City X free. Yep. There's no paid for version. Just get the latest version of Red City X, the very, very latest. You should have under the playback window, you should have a little button that says GPU. Click it. Click it and then set your resolution to full and just have some fun because it's fun. I mean, you're going to have a PC that's got some power. I mean, if you're on a dual core, it's probably not going to do it. But if you had like a 6-core with an NVIDIA card, any of the 1080s or the 20 series, you're going to love it. I mean, even the older stuff will still be faster. Autofocus, yeah, autofocus is it's not a strong point. It really isn't. Do you use English full control? Thank you. Do you use full control to control your camera? If you do not, have you ever seen it? If you've never seen it, can I show it to you? I'd like to. I'll be right back. 1 second. I'm just going to walk back over here. While I walk back here, y'all talk amongst yourselves. The topic of today is, which is better, RAW or RAW? So for video, which is better, RAW or RAW? Talk amongst yourselves. Leave your comments down below. The best comment will get a t-shirt that I haven't invented yet. Let's see here. We'll come back here. Here I am. Well, son of a... All right, I'm going to go walk again. And this time as I walk again, I'm going to be looking for this thing called a battery. I have often found batteries are super helpful and useful when it comes to... Here we go. Yes. When it comes to working with cameras, there we go. Ding. Power this bad boy up. Take off my custom GDU lens cap. If y'all like GDU, well, let me do this. Oh, not that one. This one. There we go. GDU, Global Dynamics United. They make those custom lens caps. They're really, really nice. They're expensive, but they're anodized aluminum. They're beautiful. They look good. They feel good. And it gives you a little bit of show-off ability for your life. All right, we've got a lens cap on there. And we're looking down the wall. Nice. Okay. So let's see here. Threadripper, baby. Okay. Chad says, I shoot manual and no, please show me yes. Okay. I'll show everybody because I care. And this is something cool for everybody else that didn't know the stuff that was available for in the Red World. So the guy, I cannot remember his name. However, the product is called Full Control. It costs like 170 or 180 bucks, worth every penny. But if you have a DSMC 2 body, so a Scarlett has built in, it has Wi-Fi built in. So let's just go up here. We're going to pull up my super high-tech password. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have the same combination on my luggage. And then we're going to go in here and we're going to connect to my camera. Oh, thought it was connected. There we go. Connecting. I don't want to show you this because it's got lots of proprietary information on here, like the name of my iPad. Almost got it. There we go. Good. All right, we'll pull up this little thing called Full Control. And we'll switch over here to camera. Okay, you can see it. All right. So let's put that there. All right. So Full Control, we're going to scan the network. And it's going to go, hey, look, I found this amazing thing called... actually, did I lose my Wi-Fi here? I'm not connected. Yeah, I'm connected there. Okay, Full Control. Okay, got it. Yep. Okay, got it. Scan network. There we go. Okay. Sorry about that. So, if you look right here, whoa, look at that. It connected. Now, all of a sudden, we can go in here. We can change our frames per second if we'd like. Oh, we can change our frames per second if we'd like. Let's just change it to 47.95. Boom. So you can do this remotely. Super cool. But we're going to actually go back because there's low light in here. Say, okay, ISO, we want to change that. No problem. You can change it to anything you want. And it changes it right on there. Now, look at that IPP2. That's really cool. Let's look at this. Focus. Oh, baby. Hello. Looky there. We can pull our own focus. We can do focus pulls. You can do all of it with it. You can rack focus. It is quite amazing. And I'm trying to remember how to get back. Nope, not there. Okay, back. Yep, I don't want disk. I want to go back to there. There we go. Okay. Let's check the chat real quick. I constant my Sigma 1835 with this. All I have for my red at the moment. I have that 1835. Yep. Don C, what's up? God, hello, Don C. How are you, buddy? Chad Watkins, Red Cine X installing. Oh my God, you can pull focus. I'm buying definitely. Yeah, tell him. God, I forget his name. I'm so bad with names. Tell him I said hello. I get nothing, but just tell him I said hello because he is really a nice guy. I think he's French or I don't know, maybe he's French Canadian up there, but he really nice guy. Michael Lim. It's probably on here. Let me see. Yeah, you can pull focus, but you can also do. Hold on, we can linear focus, so we can pull focus this way. We can change our f-stop to anything we want. Boom. Adjust our exposure on the fly. Go back. Change there. We can go back here. Go back here. We can change it. You can press record if you like. You got your time code up here. You've got your calibration right here. You've got your waveform. I mean, you've got it all. Here's your focus settings. OLPF, you can change that. You can go 1:1, so you want to do your zoom in. So you can pull your focus. Yeah, you got that. I mean, it is pretty cool. Pretty cool. And all the tools are accessible as well. Tools off. So we can do exposure. So we can change that. Oops, I'm in 1:1. Get out of 1:1. Come on out of 1:1. Come on. There. It is. There's another button you're supposed to press to do that. Okay. Log view, we can switch that. Or did I lose connection? There's a lot of Wi-Fi in here. Tell me I didn't lose connection. It's there. Yeah, okay. We're on Wi-Fi. You can connect to it with wired. You can get, I mean, it's really cool. So tools, we can do exposure. Now it's in false color. We can do edge peaking. So there we go. Let's see if we can. There's your edge peaking, and it's got a really nice edge peaking. Gyroscope. Yep. Off. So all of that is with full control, and it works on iOS and with Android. However, they are not cross-platform. So if you have the one, you have to buy the other if you're going to use both. I'm on Android now on my phone. That's why I carry around the little iPad. Plus, I think it makes me look cool, right? You show up on set with an iPad. Yeah. Yeah. Those things you can do with the full control. And that is, Red, or people say that Red is so closed off. Red's not closed off. Just follow the rules. Yeah. Okay. Any dope projects in the works? Yeah. I mean, define dope. I've got one that I'm working with a nonprofit on that I'm really excited for. I've got some more stuff to shoot for it, but it's about veterans and horses, and I just think it's a cool story that be working on that. Other than that, I mean, there's a couple of jobs coming up. Not a lot. I mean, if anybody has any jobs they want to throw my way, throw them my way. I could use some jobs right now. Yep. Wesley says, can you go through a predefined focus move automatically? You can do a focus rack. So you can set points and trigger them, but not automatically. Not currently. I mean, technically the capability would be there, but it's not in the software that I'm aware of. But you could definitely set focus points and then just tap them and it'll hit those points. Now, that only works with a by-wire lens. However, if you have a cine lens, you can actually get, I think it's the RT Motion or one of those that plugs in. You can plug it up and get a focus motor on it, and it'll control that. So you got it again. Chad says, this app will save me over $300 on buying a follow focus. It's not 100% perfect. So do understand, but it's cool. Can you show us some Red Cine X demos or making a tutorial video on using it? I can't show you on the live stream. I just don't have enough CPU. What would happen is as soon as I pull it up and start scrubbing, it would use 100% of the CPU, and the live stream would go. I could do a video on it. I just don't know how much interest there is globally. I don't really have a problem doing a video on it. I just don't know how much there is. Red has some. They're not exactly up to date, so yeah, I guess I understand. Don C, how do you find your jobs? Right now, it's 100% word of mouth. I am not tied in with some producers. and I need to be. I need to be tied in. Everybody I work with loves me. They all recommend me. They all share me. It's great. I love the word of mouth stuff because to me that's very important. But I'm not out there enough. So if anybody has any ideas or tips for me, again, this channel is for you. It's a community. I learn from you. You can learn from me what I know, but anybody that has tips on how to get jobs, which is why you've never seen a video on how to score jobs, because I don't have that knowledge. I'm getting jobs. I'm surviving. I'm eating. Although I did have Chef Boyardee for lunch. But I kicked it up a notch. I put some garlic powder in there and some Parmesan cheese. So it was like a totally different level. Now, I didn't make a video about how to score jobs because I don't know how. I'm not super successful at nailing jobs. If I can get in front of somebody, absolutely, I'll get a job. If I can talk to someone about their project, I'll get a job because I can convey that information easily to them. And I get along with almost everybody. But getting to those people right now, it's 100% on word of mouth. So anybody's got tips for me, I'm all ears, really. These are huge. Well, you can't see them because they're hidden behind my gray, balding hair. Chad says, so do I use it just for the color grade? No, I would not even do that. You would use it you could do it as an initial pass if you wanted. I do it. I know how to do it now in Premiere where it's fast for me. And for the most part, I'm shooting in camera IPP2, so it's really fast. But in your case, go into Red Cine X, go into all your clips, set it to IPP2. And in fact, you can have it automatically import using IPP2 and then save them. Then when you go into Premiere, they're going to be in IPP2. And then IPP2 is supported in Premiere as well. So when you go to the RAW tab, you can modify it there. But it's faster. You can do it all at once on Premiere. Now, Red Cine X, thank you. Don C, do you use Resolve 2 or just stay in Adobe? I use Resolve depending on the project. So where I don't edit in Resolve almost ever. I don't like it for editing. I use Resolve for color a lot. I don't click to the way Resolve does with their editing. It just hasn't clicked yet. I'm sure if I was forced to use it, I'd figure it out. When it comes to color, Resolve is like, it's like several orders of magnitude better than Premiere or Final Cut or any of those others ever hope to be. Resolve does color better, period. And when it's something like a short film or anything that I'm really, really caring about, it goes into Resolve for color because you can get some fantastic stuff out of it. Wesley says they made a lot of improvements with the editing in 16. Did they change the way that you think? Because to me, getting around in the editor where I do things, I have to go up here to this tab and find it over here and it's named something else. And it becomes a real brain twist and I don't want to spend the time to do it. And I've never used, what's their After Effects motion, or not motion, that's Apple's. Yeah, whatever it is. I've never used it. So I do like working in Premiere. However, lately, Adobe, please fix your software. I get 2 or 3 crashes a day now with the last 3 versions of Premiere. Pretty bad. The movement. What type of movie do you have in mind? Would you work with a writer or will you attempt to write the script yourself? No, I'm not. What's the word I'm looking for? I'm not closed off. I will work on any part of any film. I love working in films. So I don't have to write anything. I like to write my own stuff because then it's just mine and it is what it is. Um, there, I mean, if somebody else writes something and they want me to DP it, I'm happy to DP it. I don't care. If they want me to cam up, I'll do it. I don't care. I love it. I mean, it has to be interesting to me. If it's not interesting to me, then it's kind of a job. But yeah, certainly I'll work with a writer. I mean, I have a show. I have a 10-minute webisode that can go on for 30, 50 episodes, and I think YouTube is a perfect place for it. What I don't have are reliable actors in the area. I mean, I have access to actors, but to do a 10-minute webisode, I need constant access to actors. And where I'm at, it's really hard to bring them in. So that's been a struggle. I've tried to figure out how to shoot a bunch of them fast, and that's also tough too. But yeah, the 10. Be careful. That show is the whole story arc is all written. All of it is everything's figured out. The dialogue hasn't been, but it's all about creating stories at that point. You've got 10 minutes to tell a story. Let's see here. Fusion, yeah, that's it. What your CPU and how much RAM do you have? My main editing machine is a 14-core overclocked Intel, and it has 64 gig of RAM with a 1080 Ti video card. The laptop that I edit on is a 6-core RTX 2070 with 32 gigs of RAM. Chad says, I just found out yesterday, if you go to your account settings in Creative Cloud and cancel your subscription, they will give you 60 days free. You are all welcome. Just sub to my channel to say thanks. Yep. They already did it once, and I'm sure they're going to do it again. I am right now locked in at $29 a month for Creative Cloud. They had a special going on, and everybody was unsubscribing to them and resubscribing, and you get put back on at $29. So mine is $29, and it has been for a while, and it's kind of amazing. That's another thing. I think they'll do that again around November. All right, Don C. Which Don C. are you, Don C.? I'm sure I know you. Don C. Oh, yes, I know you. Yes. Don 2. Gotcha. Alaska. The burlesque dancer. Chad says, I registered online at the junior college and I had a student account and I'm no longer a student. Yeah. I did that. Yep. We're in DSM student. Yep. I got you done. I like to put real names, full names, or people that I interact with, that name to their YouTube handle. Yep. Boom. Yeah. The Adobe Creative Cloud for $29 is well worth it in my book. That's a heck of a price. For 54, and then they were going up. And I think they had to come to I guess a understanding that they were screwing up. They were raising their price. Meanwhile, Resolve was putting out more and more stuff on theirs for free. And I think Adobe is finally starting to see they better start doing things right. I don't know. I'm hopeful. It's, Resolve is definitely appealing. Who is texting me? Usually I'm in one Facebook. Oh, Oh, there we go. Got it. It was you. Okay. Okay. Let's see here. Chad says, should I also download the new firmware? I had to. I haven't had any problems with it. The problem that I'm experiencing right now, it's kind of a rare one, and it's helped a lot lately with the firmware update, but my batteries were not communicating properly, and it didn't matter what battery it was. So I think it's definitely the V-mount module or something in firmware. Uh, it was, it would like stay at a voltage or at a percentage for a long period of time, and then if I'd go in and like check my battery, I'd see it was it was flashing. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. And then I'd turn it back off. So it was not communicating the voltage to the display, which is weird. It's not the battery because I have two other battery brands, and I have lots of different batteries, and that is my 28 years of IT experience as well. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Chad says, by the way, Scotty, you gave me some great advice a month ago, and I found a Misfit Atom on eBay for $250. By far the best purchase I've made since getting it read. Yeah. Welcome to the world of Bright Tangerine. It only gets better from there, because once you start feeling the confidence with good machined, engineered parts, you start to realize their value and their worth, and then you'll start saving to buy the good stuff. So now you've seen Bright Tangerine, and that is one of their cheapest products, really. I mean, there's not a lot to it, but it is a fantastic matte box. And then their follow focus, when time comes for a good follow focus, look at them. Bright Tangerine always builds the top-notch stuff. I mean, it's amazing. And I am not paid by them at all. I did get a free shot of I think it was Macallan 12. I got a free shot of scotch while I was at Cinegear. So I guess technically I'm compensated. But no, I'm really good friends with all of them at Bright Tangerine. They're all amazingly wonderful people. And did you know that all of their products are named after punk bands? Some of you may not know that. Now you do. Some of you probably already knew that. Let's see here. Greetings. Looks like I caught the end of the stream. Well, you're not at the end there, Ollie. Are you deleting the live streams? So, no, I deleted. I didn't delete. I took a bunch of live streams and made them offline. The reason is they were all over the place, and I'm trying to get a more streamlined look. Also, I get like one view a month from any of those previous live streams. I mean, the latest one I usually get a good month of views out of, so I don't have a problem with that. But the old ones, it seemed like it cluttered up my timeline a lot, or my video views a lot. So I hid them all. All the new ones will be there starting like 2 weeks ago. Going forward will be there. They're not gone. They're just gone. You know what I mean? Chad says, now if I could find an IO expander under 1,000, I'd be happy all year. I'm tired of manually syncing audio. Yeah. No, you're not going to find one. What price did I get? You can find them for $1,300 is about your best price that you're going to find them for. A lot of people want $1,400. Occasionally you'll find them for $1,200, but $1,300 is for a VLOC or an IO. Don C says, I found a Steadicam X10 with a glide cam for $800. Interesting. That's not bad at all. Is that what your picture was? You had a picture of you like walking out. That looks like a glide cam with an arm on it when you were out in a crowd. Item Moment says, interesting response about your web series. I thought your part of Texas would have a lot of action. yes and no. Keep in mind, I live a solid hour from Austin. Austin is huge. Austin has got tons, but I live an hour outside. And I don't know if you've ever worked with the younger generation. You're young too, so you know. They don't want to go anywhere. Well, can you come to me? Yes, I can pick up my entire set and bring it to you. Yeah. We'll see what the future holds. I've got plans for it. I always say that, and I really do. And I'm always making, when you have 100 things going on at once, you move everything just a little bit every now and then, which is why my videos are all over the place, trying to keep it interesting. Chad says, I'm probably that one view. I'll be late to class. Well, I mean, you can always be late. The new ones will still be there. So, yeah. Ollie says, you could have them in playlists as unlisted. That way they won't show in your video feed, but they can be viewed by playlist. Did any of y'all ever actually go back to one like 2 years ago and watch them? I mean, I kind of wonder. My stats say no. I mean, but I didn't look at every single one. I just looked generically. So it could be that you're going back. I don't know. Don says, yep. Hey, guess who's here? We were just talking about you, Dave. So the comment was your picture looks a lot like Peter McKinnon because you have the goatee, but you don't have a goatee anymore. You need to update your shirt. Also, was it Chad? Chad, are you going to get one of those grip tips shirts? I sent them your way to get some shirts. They're supposed to tell you hi if they buy a shirt. That way you know. How's it going, Dave? You got some new videos you're going to be putting out soon. I'm excited. Divil22, please do more videos about filming with Red, like movement or how to hold it stabilized handheld. Yeah, absolutely. I will do that. I have some other similar videos coming, but I will add that one to there. Honestly, the way I would tell you to do it is if you're going to be shooting handheld, and you want it to be super, super smooth and you don't have a stabilizer, decrease your shutter angle. So shoot it at 1/90th instead of 180 degrees, or not 1/90th, a 90 degree shutter. That will give you a more staccato look, but it allows for things like warp stabilizer to work better. So you can get a better result that way. Dave says, that's because I have a beard like a man. Oh, Dave, it's good to see your smiling face, even though I don't see yours. I picture, well, there it is. Yep. Oops, there you are. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, I told everybody I was representing you today. Mostly because your shirts are the most comfortable shirts. And you have a gray shirt. Dude, you know how many people, everybody does black. And it's so irritating because I have beard drift. And beard drift shows up, so I'm always doing this right before the live streams. So bad. Chad, watch all his videos. Number one, Dave is hilarious. Well, don't tell him I said that, though, because he'll get a big head. And he's got a lot of good stuff out there. I was going to start doing some grip stuff, and then I found his channel, and I was like, all right, fine. And his humor, yeah, he's my kind of guy. Grip says, thanks, man. Don C, top 3 things you like with run and gun, like to take. Well, I like to take the smallest. Now, are you talking about literally as I get out of the vehicle and running around, or when I'm going on a shoot that's going to be run and gun? Clarify that and I'll give you an answer. Divil says, I'm kind of working myself in the world of filmmaking on music festivals where they use a lot of red cameras. So I'm learning a lot about the videos because I still never have shot with a red. Well, that's why I put that video out, that last one, and that's part 1, and part 2 will be coming, showing how to operate inside the menu system, because they're not that difficult. there's more power to them. But they're really worth renting one time just to play. Dave says, yeah, I do that too, Beer Drift. It's, let's see here. Chad says, when I shoot handheld, I have a generic camera harness around my shoulder to keep from dropping the cam, and it stiffens up the shot a ton. Yeah, I mean, I personally don't like handheld. Unless the film calls for it or the music video calls for it. I love fluid movements. I love very, very sweeping movements. That's my style in my brain, but I'll shoot anyway. The best way to get stabilized movements is to have 2 points of contact at minimum. 3 points is better. So if you can have a monopod and a hand, you're going to be more stable than just a monopod with one hand. The more points of contact, the better. Resting it on your chest, not necessarily good. Where's that camera going to do? Yep. Getting it on your shoulder really helps, and a good shoulder rig would help you do that. Let's see here. Don C says, when you go on a shoot. When I go on a shoot, excuse me. My typical run and gun is I'm going to run a Rode Video Mic Pro off the side here, going right at, wow, feels cool in here. Did the temperature just drop? That's weird. Right off the side of this camera, going into the camera here. I will run with this 18x35. I will run with the 50 to 100 Sigma, a few of these batteries, and then just like this. This is my configured, if it's going to be like man on the street interviews, I will typically use a monopod. That is simple as I get. If it's super, like trying to be super compact. Sometimes I'll take this handle off or this handle off. It just depends. But I really dig this this configuration for it. It's as light as it gets for me, the Red. Or take a GH5 or an A7R 3. I use the Video Mic Pro a lot on that as well. That's if I'm going a little bit further in, if I'm doing bigger, then I will probably run some type of shotgun mic or wireless mic going into an H6, a Zoom H6, and I'll run the output of the H6 into my Red so that I don't have to run sync, but I have a clean, non-delayed feed going into my Red to lock down on the recording. As well as I have a backup recording happening on my H6, and then I can also handle other microphones. That's my running guns. Let's see here. Chad says, everyone carries their Reds with no failsafe from the top handle. Not me. I can't afford to drop a DSMC-1. It's a beast, and the DSMC-2 is finished if you drop it. Don't drop it. I mean, let's be honest. You ever drive like this? Your car costs more than a Red. And you got one hand on a drink and one hand on your car. So, I mean, always the way I'm very protective as well. Don't get me wrong. But everything on here has been tested and tested and tested. This, I was very concerned with it, but is a very, very, very solid mount. This right here, I got no beef shaking it around. I mean, you set my hand into there. I got no beef with it. It is a solid mount. Red builds these things to do this specifically. So I'm carrying it like this a lot. I'll carry it like this. The one thing I do protect is the monitor. But I've carried it like this. I carry it down here. I do a lot of switching around like this, other hand, and back like that. But yeah, don't be so protective of your camera that you don't get the shot. But I don't agree with Casey Neistat, put your camera in danger. I'll put it in some danger, but I ain't putting it in danger. Let's see here. Divils, who are you? Where are you? First name, Where are you from? What do you shoot? That kind of good stuff. Because I like to. You said Atlanta, I think, or wherever you were. So, tell me more. I like to put names to faces, kind of like that Grip Tips guy. I like to put. I'm gonna get it right. Oh, what's this? I'm pinching your head, Dave. I'm pinching. Let's see here. Devil says, can't wait for part 2 of 3. Yep. It's part 2 of 2. I guess part 3 would be how to, yeah, okay. It's funny because, like, a lot of my friends on Facebook are better DPs than I am, which is always surround yourself with a variety of people, always, just as long as they don't take you down. But I posted that red thing. Wesley asked for it, and I had it on my list, but I bumped it up. I posted it. And immediately got flooded with a bunch of smart-ass comments from DPs going, wow, Scott, thanks a lot for posting that. I had no idea. Which, I mean, they're kidding. But that's the kind of grief that I get when I post it on Facebook. I try not to I always feel odd when I post something that these people already know, but I'm not posting it for them. I'm posting it for everyone. Always. Yeah, so... Don C says, I have a Peak Design strap on mine so I can take it on and off super fast. I like Peak Design and I hate Peak Design. I have their strap. I like the strap. The strap is nice. I don't like their mount, and I definitely don't like the little, you know, it's the Japanese little drum things that you do this. You saw it on Karate Kid. That's what happens to my camera, I feel like, when I leave those little dangly things on there. You turn your camera and you hear tick, 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 tick. I cannot stand that. Chad, why do you keep retracting your messages? Did the temperature drop? That's weird. I'll take it. I needs it. Chad says, so you can only record to video at 24 FPS. What does that mean? What do you mean by that? Chad, tell me what you mean. Don C, it does the same to mine. I feel like that would be one heck of a hilarious comedy thing. Just put a monopod on the bottom and then take it and go. Somebody falls and the camera guy goes, wait, pulls off his Peak Design strap, puts the monopod down. All of a sudden the other guy gets up. Let's see here. Wesley says, that's why you're one of my favorite YouTubers, Scott. You're willing to dumb it down for a guy like me, but you can hold your own with the other pros. I firmly, it's not an act. It is a core belief that you can learn at least one thing from every person you meet. And you should always share what you know and learn and never stop. Always. Just constant. Keep your eyes open. Talk to people. Be human. We all used to do that. We used to sit around campfires at the old cave talking about the new S1H camera specs. And, you know, the cavemen are like, and you always got that one that's like, yeah. That would also be a really good skit. So if anybody wants to volunteer to write that one, yep. But thank you, Wesley. I appreciate the compliment. Don C, I think he's talking about the playback. You can only, yeah. Well, I noticed the Scratch is only available at 24. I believe it's available on all if you set your project timeline. Your project timeline can go to 47, which means your playback rate, and Scratch Audio is there. So it will not capture on slow motion. However, that's where you record to an external recorder and you get it both. Yeah. There's an option in the menu to get audio? Really? I have to look that one up. I would love that, actually. I like having audio on there because it's fun when you hear the no. Yeah, I always like that. Chad, I said I don't have an I/O expander, so I'm not sure if audio is synced in slow-mo. I got you. For other frame rates, you can get audio as a separate file. Yep. What setting do I have to adjust to keep my cam from recording multiple files of the same take? That's not what's happening. I think you're talking about the file name and you get it. The red is the format for R3D is recorded in FAT32, which has a maximum file size of 4 gig. So it must be 4 gig chunks in order for it to actually work. If you're talking about in Premiere, well, if you actually go to the first file and you import it, or you go to browser and you right click and import, it won't bring the other files in, it will just make it one big file. It'll be smart enough. But if you import the whole folder, it's gonna have the multi-files. Don says, I'll send that to you. Please do. I love learning. See? I like it. Chad Watkins, what can I do to keep my monitor from pixelating when the cam gets warm? I have the fan speeds to high. I've not experienced that problem. What temperatures are you running internally? What are your fans set at? I run mine, I think at 41 Celsius, although I have bumped it up to 44 for it, and then I run adaptive fans typically, unless it's a super quiet set. Pixelating. Well, 35. I wouldn't do 35. 35 is, you're talking about 35 degrees Celsius? That's near impossible to maintain. I mean, if you go outside and it's 100 degrees, you can't possibly keep that camera at 35. So your fans are going to be screaming. I think Red has stated it's safe to 45, I think. Don't quote me, but I know many DPs that run theirs at 44 without problem. So I'd crank that puppy up and go to adaptive. The pixelation, I think maybe you're black shading. Is that what you're referring to maybe? I had a shoot in Havasu and I didn't bring the cam out because it was hot at the start. Yeah, you need to adjust your temperature. Let's power this bad boy up. Now, if there was number one complaint, and y'all chime in, number one complaint with Red for me, number one, the boot time. If I could get that puppy to boot in 5 seconds, oh my God, would I be so happy. As a nature guy, I hate waiting for it to boot. And as a lightning guy, oh, so bad. Okay, turning on now. All right. Initializing. Menu. Settings. Setup. Fan control. And then, okay, I'm set at 40 right now. But you can pop that bad boy in. You can put it in anything you want. Get out of there. And then I have mine set to adaptive. Can you see that? I don't know if you can actually see that or not. This says adaptive, and this is Celsius, or record speed percentage. This is the target temperature in Celsius. So that's how I have mine. I will bump this up. When you do bump it up, keep in mind you do need to re-black shade. See, like right now, I mean, it wasn't even powered on, and it's 37 degrees already. There's no way you're going to be able to keep 35. So bump yours up and then re-black shade. And do a full black shade, no auto black shading. And you know how to do the full one. Full one is you put a lens cap on or you put the hood on and you put a towel over the end. And then you run through the full one. You have a drag-in sensor and you need to run a full black shade. Takes like 5 minutes. They say up to 20, but it really only takes 5. And that is, if you use that, then the adaptive black shading that occurs, the auto black shading, will have a better baseline to work from, and you can get away with it. What's next with black shade? What do you mean what's next? Do you mean do a black shade or how to do a black shade? Do you know how to do a black shade? Do I need to power this back on? Power it back on. Wesley, you're getting kind of a sneak peek here at part 2. I was going to do a whole video on it, but Chad wants me to do it live, which I'm more than happy to do. Wesley says, I got my motion picture industry orientation course tomorrow, requirement to work on union shows. Yep. And a good chance of landing locations gig on some Netflix horror thing next week. Nice, dude. You have to keep me informed without keeping me informed. Yeah, that kind of thing. Just an update from my transition from IT to film. I love it, dude. I'm so happy for you. Okay, I'm done now. You said use a towel. Yeah, I would put the actual lens cap on the sensor itself, and then throw a towel over the if it's DSMC1, don't block your fans, but DSMC2, throw it over just in case there's any kind of light leak, because you don't want any light going in there. Run a full black shade, and that way it's good. Second best would be to put your lens cap on the end here and put a towel over the end there. Third best is just with this, but we want to do the very best. Also, don't run your black shade till your temperature is up. So when your temperature gets up to the temperature that you have, which is 40, then run your black shade. Because if you run it to 39, it won't be accurate. Just sent you a pic via Facebook. Alrighty, let's do this. Boom, boom. Never saw that before. Settings, recording mode. This is Don's tip for Scott right here. Boom. Whoop. Bing. Oh, I can't see. So we're in settings, and we're going to recording. And then mode? Huh. I don't have that option. Enable sound. No, I don't want that. Sounds. That's interesting. I don't have the option. Huh. Well, we'll figure that one out. Make sure, yep, is different than... Oh, I got you. Okay, fair enough. What he's saying is, well, it won't matter, and it's not an available option. So do I need to set this every time then? Yeah, there it is. Record vari speed audio. Separate waveform. Love it, dude. Thanks. Thank you. See, this is why I do live streams, so I can learn from you guys. There we go. Perfect. I love it. I love it. There we go. Also, Wesley, I was going to wait until part 2 of 2, but since you're a good boy and you've been on the live stream the whole time, I'm going to give you a little sneak peek at an app that you may not know of. Oh, I'm talking to you. The whole time I'm like, hey. So there's an app on iOS, and I think it's also on Android, called Donna. Now, if you don't know about this app, you should get this app. And I will show you this app. Uno momento. What it is someone has duplicated the entire... oh, nice. I got Bluetooth connected to it. They've duplicated the entire red menus and emulated it in a... maybe it's on my Android. So you can actually play around. You can't actually configure anything, but you can go through the entire menu structure and see where everything is. Let's see if I have it here. It's not available on Android. Okay. So if you have an iOS and you don't have a Bluetooth teleprompter hooked to it, you could then get it. Donna. Yeah, it's really cool because you can go in there, you can tell it what kind of camera it is, what firmware version it is, and then you can browse through the menu system. Great way to learn. My cam is wrapped up like you. Don't do that. Don't do that. Just the lens. Don't cover your vents because you need that temperature to be right. I want an optimum image. I've seen videos from the person I bought my cam from, and it's just so clean. Yes. Black shade is your number one friend and enemy on a red. You got to know how to do that. Once you do, it's no big deal. I don't have to black shade that often, honestly. They say you're supposed to do it a lot. I mean, if it's a big shoot, yeah, I do it. But like stuff that I'm filming, nah. It's my base black shade works the whole time. Chad says, I haven't duplicated the look yet. He shot with a Sigma 1.8 and I can't replicate it. Also, when I took it over, it was set to Rec 709. Is this why? Not necessarily. Cool on my iOS. What is it called again? Donna. Just D-O-N-N-A, just like the name. I think maybe it's his kid's name. I don't know. But it's free and it's there. It's really cool. How often do you black shade? I think I just answered that. But if I didn't answer it properly to the level you wanted, sounds like you're just like me. If you do a firmware update, it wipes your black shade. You need to redo it. If you're outside your parameters, you need to redo it. Other than that, do a good one, and I mean it'll hold for a while. I mean, I probably end up doing it probably about once every 3 months, just out of abundance of caution. On a real set where I'm getting paid lots of money to do that. It gets black shaded like crazy, just so there's no question. But absolutely, that will decrease your noise. It will also help your 240 frames a second, too. Chad says, I do it one a week. Okay. I've done it 3 times. Yeah, okay. Now I know. Black shade before every job. Scotty, beam me up again. That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for. Well, it's been a good live stream. I can still keep going. I'll have to get more drink here in a little bit. But yeah, keep firing off these questions. I love this conversation. I mean, it's not just questions, it's conversation. This is my favorite thing. This is why I do these lives. I mean, I can walk away from this and I'll be like, I'll be damned. I can Don wins today for me. And I mean, it's like every week somebody's taught me something and it's great. I love it. I love it. And that's what the new channel trailer. I put the channel trailer out a while back, but I hid it because I thought I didn't want to put it out as a video because I didn't want everybody to go, oh, Scott's got a new video, and they go, it'd be more like this. So I put it as unlisted, and then I made it my channel trailer. It won't show up unless I make it visible or public. So I put it out there. That's why I named it, hey, this is just the channel trailer, because I didn't want people going on. And people still liked it. Chad says, I am so thankful because there's no info on Reds online. I'm going to make reviews and tutorials soon. I'm soaking this in. There's no one, not even Red, that they show trailers. That's not true, actually. They're on Vimeo. They're not on YouTube. They do. There's actually, Chad, a whole black shading video that they did 8 months ago, 10 months ago, maybe a year ago. They did a whole video on it, and they demystified, because DSMC2 has auto black shading, but it's not auto. It only works certain ways. So, yeah, a Red Users Forum is decent. You're absolutely right. DSMC2, you can get it, but you'll get a lot of slap back. But you can search both of those. Is really good. Don, I'm about to head out and film for a car derby. Good to see you live. I'm going to film some reviews on Steadicam Vest arm soon. Awesome. Thanks, Don. I appreciate you joining the live stream, and feel free to join anytime because cool. I love it. It was good to put a text to a name, to a face. All right, so let's see who's got some questions. Let's do that lightning round again. I like that. That was pretty good. It was all right. Lightning round. But there's no one helping with the minimum red requirements like gimbals, be it set up for purchase of gimbal, not knowing. It's a tough mixed bag there, Chad, because they didn't build the red for average Joe user. They built it for people with a pretty firm understanding of photography and cinematography and such. That being said, it can be adapted. So they don't put out a lot because they're not. The only thing they teach on is like native ISO, which there is no such thing, but an actual ISO setting where it's best to keep them black shading, that kind of stuff they do. A lot of this, honestly, I mean, if you really, really want your camera to sing, you need to go to a reducation. They are a little expensive, $1,500 to $2,500 depending on the number of days, but they will teach you in and out of this camera like you wouldn't believe. Now, I'm going to be doing more in-depth stuff with this, but it's going to be over time, so it's not going to be coming quickly. But part two and some other things with the red, because I agree with you. I mean, when I bought my red, my first one, the only information that I read like crazy, and the only videos I found were Phil Holland's videos. And he didn't have a lot of them out there, but he had them. I mean, the video that sold me on the Red Dragon was his one where he's airbrushing the girl. And I just enjoyed that. Yeah. Let's see here. Oh, no, they won't travel 1 hour. Would you need to put them up for a weekend or maybe shift the production to Austin? Yeah, probably on that. Chad says, okay, I have a question. Who's your favorite film director? I have quite a few. Spielberg, to me, is all about lights, movement, and direction. And so I love Spielberg overall, one of my favorite, but not for the same movies. My favorite Spielberg movie is Close Encounters of the Third Kind, period. I love his other movies, but Close Encounters to me was the one that sealed the deal. David Fincher is one of my all-time favorite directors, just because, again, he does the same thing. It's not so much lighting with him, but movement and subtleties that happen. Kind of like I did that Mindhunter VFX thing, just showing that, because those are subtle little tweaks, and he did something in the shot, I think I talked about last week, where two people were off center, and then as they're talking, he leans forward in the chair, and it centered up. And it was a little tweak, but it made you like go, whoa, what just happened? Something's not right. Fincher, also one of my favorites. There's a lot. I need to probably do a video on that. Just maybe people are interested. I mean, I like Tarantino too. I like Tarantino's version of storytelling with a twist, with a twist, with a twist, with a twist. I like that. Yeah, okay. Gerald says, David Fincher fan. Yeah, I agree with you there, buddy. Chad says, Neil Blockham here. Interesting. Gerald says, also love P.T. Anderson. Yes, Paul Thomas Anderson is really good. Kubrick, for sure. David Lynch, not bad. I don't raise my eyebrows much at David Lynch, which means raise my eyebrows like, I like David Lynch. Although Lynch movies can get tough to watch, yes, that I can agree. James Cameron, all-time fave? Aliens I liked. Not everything Cameron's, that's not true. That's not fair. A lot of Cameron is really good. A lot of Cameron. There's some that I don't like. Um, yeah, Gerald with Fincher and the you can watch a Fincher flick and then watch it 3 more times. I'm still to this day still finding stuff in Fight Club. I love it. I love it. There's so much he puts into it, and I love that. And I wish he'd fix his Facebook because they keep posting funky stuff on his page. Alien Ripley. Aliens, yeah, alien. Come on, man. This is no good, man. Gerald says, yeah, okay. Jurassic Park blew my freaking mind when I was a kid and saw it in theaters. Couldn't believe what I was seeing. Yeah, it was pretty phenomenal. Now you look at it and you're like, well, those dinosaurs could be better. However, you look at some of the later dinosaurs and you're like, well, those could be more like the first ones. I think there's sometimes too much CG. I like CG, but I prefer to work in all practical. I love it. That's why I play with puppets, because they look just like CG. Let's see here. Also, is it just me, but since I started filming, I catch bloopers in cameras and shots and all kinds of mistakes before I'd even notice it. Yep. And you ruin every movie time with your significant other or family. You're like, did you see that? Did you see that? Did you see that? Yeah. Totally. That was the mic boom in there. I do it all the time. I love it. Like Saturday Night Live, I'll watch it. All of a sudden you see the mic go, boop, just dips in from the top, boop. I'm like, oh, did you see it? Did you see it? Yeah, my wife deals with it. Gerald says, sometimes I have to force myself to watch a movie, not as a camera guy, but enjoy it as an audience member. Yeah, the way to do it, to watch it as a camera guy, is to turn off all sound. Now, for me, it is absolutely the most difficult thing for me to do, because what happens is I love the movie. I get sucked into it. I still love watching The Social Network. I have no idea why. I don't think it's that great of a movie. I don't think it's Fincher's finest work, but I get sucked into the story. I love the way that story is told. I love that. Same with Fight Club. It's a good one. Show. There we go. With a twist, I'll label it Fight Club assignment. Okay, copy. My nose is already doing the stopped up. I don't know what it is. It happened later this time. That's all right. Let's see. Yeah, we've had some good fun today. I've enjoyed the fun that we've had. Sorry, just reading through the chat. I've enjoyed the conversations. I love the interactive ones. There's sometimes when there's just people out there and they're just listening in the background, and that's totally cool. I got no beef with that. I appreciate it. But I love it more when everybody's interacting. Love it more. All right, who's got last questions? It's kind of slowing down, so I don't like to just drag it on. So plus, it makes you want more for next week. Gerald, click on his channel and he'll upload it there, and you can see it. All right, who's got last questions? Come on, let's put a 5-minute timer on there. Beep, 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 beep. I can just push this. It's kind of like that's what I could do. I could do it like a counter. Maybe. There's a counter. Yeah, I can do that. Best gimbal under $1,000 for a red. Glide cam, because it's under $1,000 and it's a gimbal. Other than that, I mean, I have pretty good luck with my DJI Ronin S. It works quite well. You can't rig up a super heavy camera. You gotta go with lighter batteries, lighter lenses, take off stuff, but it will balance it and it will run it. It's heavy as heck. But yeah, that's $500. Vincent Garzon, what are you saying? Everything. Hello, Vincent. What you saying I don't understand? What would you like clarification on? Wesley says, have a good weekend. Wesley, you too, buddy. Gerald says, I'll check it out. Glidecam HD 4000 is what I would look at. You could also do the Devin Graham version, which has got a couple of extra things on there, and he's definitely more catered towards the red on there. Also, look for it used on eBay. You can get it for like $400. Sub to Gerald Bertram. Perfect. Sir, what you saying? I don't understand. Well, what can I do? I own one, and it kills my forearms. Well, that's the weight. It has nothing to do with the gimbal. And a Ronin S is going to be the exact same. What is a bad word in English? I'm from Ecuador. I don't know bad word in English. Okay. All right. Any last questions? We're going to be closing it out. Always stick around for the last 20 seconds that I have to sit here and do something while I stick the stuff on the back. Always have to wait 20 seconds. I usually say like hello and things like that. All right. We're going to close out. All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining my live stream this week. Scott, you can always invite topics ahead of the show, and that way we can interact. Yes, there's one coming up. I forgot to mention that. I do have a guest that I'll be bringing on. We're not going to be able to do it video. It'll be audio. But it's someone that I respect and love and a good friend of mine, and you'll all love to meet and interact with him. And we're going to be talking about the state of the industry right as it is right now. And he's got a lot of knowledge from a different side of the industry, which is fun. It's definitely not this weekend, maybe next weekend, maybe the weekend after. I will give that out, and I'm going to post that I'm going to be doing it, and please post your questions there so we can have some to begin with, but you're not going to want to miss it because it is going to be a good one. Thanks for another great stream. Demonetize is a bad word in English. Best streamer I follow. That's awesome. All right, everyone. Thank you all for joining. It's been a great one. I appreciate each and every one of you for just being a good friend out there because I value you completely as that. As always, if you have any questions or comments, put them down in the comment section down below because the live chat is closed after the live stream. And don't forget to subscribe. Oh, and share. Let's get this community out there. I hate asking, but let's do that. And I have a Patreon if you wish to support me that way. If you have a little extra money, you throw it in the tip jar or PayPal. Links down below. And as always, as I like to leave it, don't let your passions center around your life. Let your life center around your passions. This is usually how I spend the last 20 seconds of every video I make. Just posing for the thumbnail. And I just get 20 seconds. All right. Y'all have a fantastic weekend. Bye.